Hey everybody, welcome to Black Belt Bots. My name is RJ Redden, and I am so enthusiastic about Facebook Messenger chatbots that I go live Tuesdays, Thursdays, 1 p.m. That is Central Standard Time for those of you in the different time zones. And I talk about bots. I talk about what's on my mind about them. I build them all day for people. I talk to people about bots all the time. And so I like to get on the air and share a little bit about what's going on with the bots, and I'm so glad you're here. If you've got a question, throw it in the comments for me, because I have a little system. I see them right here. It's really beautiful. I can answer them mostly right away. So today, we're talking about how to delight your customers with bots, how to delight your clients, whether they're your clients now or whether they're about to be your clients, whatever stage they are at in the process, how to delight people, how to surprise them, how to give them a little bit of joy in their day. And actually doing this with bots is surprisingly easy. People go to Facebook Messenger so they can talk with their friends. They go to emails more for work type of stuff. But you talk to people you love through messaging apps and Messenger included. You talk to the people that you love. You plan things, what's going on for tonight. My wife and I were just planning we're taking a trip out of town tomorrow. There's a lot of things going on Facebook Messenger. People look forward to seeing messages on Facebook Messenger. There's a know, like, and trust relationship built in when you're using a Facebook Messenger bot. So that's a tiny part of the delight, but there's more. Here is one of the things that when folks are building bots with me, this is a huge focus, and that is that your bot needs to solve a painful problem that people care about. I know this ain't marketing rocket science. It never is with me. It just never is. But solving a painful problem that people care about, it's one of those basic things that in our rush to sometimes adjust to social media platforms and their changes, and our rush to want to kind of be a star and gather a big audience, we forget the basics. Here are a couple of basics that have been marketing basics since the beginning of time. Since there were first people in caves drawing things on the walls and hunting and doing other things. I always think of the art first. That's just me, though. Anyway, so here are a couple of things from the beginning of time that marketing is completely all about, and that is seeing inside the potential client's brain, seeing inside there, feeling where their problem areas are, where their pain is felt, and what those problems are, seeing what people want. I was in a marketing class many moons ago now, like the year 2000. I giggle at that, by the way, at what our marketing class must have been about in the year 2000, because nothing digital was alive in the year 2000. Anyway, so we talked a lot in that class about, seeing inside that black box of the part of the brain where the customers make a decision to do business with you or not to do business with you, and how difficult it is to see inside that. So getting inside there, figuring out where the pain points are, figuring out where they go to solve those pain points, and getting in front of their eyeballs. Just the right time, just the right place. That is the secret trick of everything. And that goes for no matter what platform you're on. If you're on Messenger, great. If you're not, if you're on YouTube instead, if your Instagram is your thing, or if old school marketing stuff is your thing, fantastic. We're all trying to do the same thing. Discover those pain points, figure out where their eyeballs are, and then get in front of them at just the right time. So, with a solution, obviously, not just, waste people's time, which is, a lot of advertising seems to be sometimes. We're all trying to do that thing. And so, how do you do that? How do you do that with a bot, first of all? And how do you do that in a way that engages people and delights them? So I heard about this bot because I read about bots all the time. This is my job. And I was reading, it was a new movie coming out. I believe it's a kids movie. Something, I don't think it was Disney, but one of the other studios made this movie. Instead of making, the movie trailer, right? The 2 minute, the cuts of those vital scenes or whatever, all strung together in kind of a 2 minute movie trailer. This bunch decided instead to create a Facebook Messenger bot. This messenger bot took you on a tour, and it took you on a little scavenger hunt. The scavenger hunt was all about the movie, the things that you're supposed to find, the way that you're supposed to get there. They're dropping hints about the movie left, right, and center. But the people and the younger folks who the movie is geared toward, they're engaging, they're learning a little bit about the movie, but they're accomplishing this scavenger hunt at the same time. So instead of passively watching 2 minutes full of well produced film, people were engaging over 10 minutes on average with this messenger bot. That's the kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff that inspires me to think of new avenues where people can use bots. Yes, we can take what we have been doing in email and switch that over to bots. Super popular. And hey, if you're just starting out, a great way to start because you don't have to make anything up. Your content is already there. You just need to switch it to a different format. It's not that hard to do. So, a lot of people start out that way. It's a great way to start out because you kind of already understand what's going on. When you are working with a new technology, unless you hire a person like me, hi, unless you hire a person like me, you're going to be walking on new technology, which excites some people, but most people it's not very exciting. If you're at least working with familiar material to make your bot, then it's not so hard. So a lot of people go that way at first. But what I like to do is think a little bit outside of the box. A little bit, how can my bot bring a smile to someone's face? How can I do that? Because if you can bring a smile to someone's face, if you can make them feel good about something, this is not just about this person has a problem, present a solution and hope they pick you. It goes much further than that. It goes into developing a connection with someone, developing a connection that they want to come back to. Again, with the movie example where they put out a bot instead of a trailer. When they have the next version of the scavenger hunt, how many people are going to return to that? And be like, I want to be involved in that. That was fun last time. That gave me a moment of difference in my life, and I liked it. Making that kind of an impression, delighting people, that's what we're talking about. It's so possible to do with a bot. Here's a huge misconception I deal with every day. People say, RJ, it's automated conversation. It comes from a robot. How could that possibly be engaging? At which point, I always know it's good to have a little talking to about this. The automatic parts are the computer noticing, oh, a message needs to be sent out, boom, and sending it out. The messages themselves, build it the way you talk. Talk to people the way you talk. You don't have to worry about constructing an essay for English class, although sometimes that's a good thing to do in other spaces. When you're having a conversation, talk how you would talk, or make up a personality for your bot that is helpful, friendly, funny if you can. Those things delight people. Those things help people keep coming back to hear what you have to say. Listen, I always say this. If you are an insurance agent and you are in a room with 50 other insurance agents, why would I buy from you? If you are a life coach and you're in a room with 50 other life coaches, why would I choose to have a relationship with you? And the thing is, most people in that room, when you're in a room with 50 other people who do what you do, most people have about the same credentials. There are outliers, of course. There are people with very little experience, and maybe there are people with, I don't know, university degrees in bots, whatever it is, right? But those are outliers. Most people have about the same level of experience. What makes you choose one person over another person? Usually, you feel like they know your pain, you feel like they care about you, and you feel like they'll take care of you. You can take those three things and you can put them inside your bot. And it's relatively easy to do. This is not somewhere where you have to all of a sudden think up, okay, this is the proper way to present myself. Everybody says so. So I've got to do things according to these rules. No, 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 no. No. Be yourself. Put your personality into that thing. Listen, people are going to figure out your personality anyway. Why not just let them know up front? My bots always lead to a phone call. It's a week's worth of instructions that leads to a phone call. Perfect. By the time they get to the end of the bot, I want them to totally not be surprised that they're going to be meeting with a person who has green and purple hair. And then I have off-color remarks occasionally. I want people to know me. I want to build that know, like, and trust factor. Delighting your customers has to do with putting personality into your chatbot, putting yes-no paths into your chatbot, giving people a choice about the conversation that they want to have. Listen, if you were at a networking event, you would do that automatically. If you're at a networking event, holding your coffee, I'm going to mime my coffee because it's over there on my desk. You're there, you're holding your coffee, and you're talking to somebody. You feel out where they want to go in the conversation, and you follow up. Dang, I missed it. What 3 things? Hello, Sang. It's lovely to see you. So we're talking today about delighting your customers. First of all, make sure your bot solves a problem a painful problem that people care about. Put personality in your bot and put simplicity into your bot. So that's the TLDR version, darling. I hope that answered your question. If it did not, throw something in the comments for me. So we were talking a little bit about putting your personality into your bot, being you, providing the kind of personality that you provide on a daily basis. Maybe you think your personality is boring. You wish to amp it up a little bit in the bot. That's totally fine. Just make sure that you're doing it yourself, that you are not relying on copied over copy. You know what I mean? Cut and pasting from somebody else's stuff. If you're you, then that is going to come through, and that's going to connect with somebody. Sang says, thank you. Got it? Personality all up in my butt. Got it. You are right, my darling. And I can't wait for your bot, because that thing's going to take over the world. It's fantastic. We all know it. So fantastic. So simplicity in a complex world. Let me hit on this a little bit more. We all get really excited about the things that we do for a living. I get super excited about bots. I was at a networking meeting this morning. I presented this morning. I could not shut up. We were in a restaurant full of people. I'm standing there. I've got my slides, which were pieces of paper because it's a breakfast meeting. You know what I'm saying? So have my stuff right there, got my slides, and I just could not shut up about bots. We all get excited. We all want to word vomit and give people all of the facts all of the time. Caught myself doing it this morning. Here's what bots allow you to do. It allows you to say one thing at a time, just as you would in a conversation. It allows you to not get off track. It allows you to figure out what that person wants to talk about and then serve that information one idea at a time. This is so perfect. Why is simplicity so sexy? Well, let me tell you this. The iPhone, all of the, all the Apple products are built around this design simplicity. Where are you going to go to turn this thing on? How about that big button? Just the one right down in the center right there. You know what I mean? These things are designed with the user's simplicity in mind. Don't make your users think. Don't make them have to figure anything out. And when you are designing for simplicity, when you're saying, okay, people have a shot glass worth of attention today, how am I going to fill that shot glass? You already have their attention. How am I going to fill that shot glass with just enough that will teach them a little bit, that will interest them in keep following along this train? And that is, sometimes that takes a little bit work to achieve. I, of course, am available for these tasks. But when you get there, when you get to that place where you're not making your user think, when they are along for the ride, enjoying and feeding you back information and feeling like they're in a real conversation, that's when your bot explodes. That's when things go way over the line. That's when the world domination starts. So focus on a niche problem, solve it great, solve it like only you can, because every human being brings something to the table that the other human beings do not. What is that thing for you? Can you put that into the personality of a chatbot? Hey, if you don't want to do it by yourself, I can help you. If you do want to do it by yourself, I have some classes that'll teach you A to Z, soup to nuts, everything that you've ever wanted to know about a chatbot but been too afraid to ask. I have classes that'll teach you that. I also have templates that you can get started writing your chatbots today. I provide the structure. You provide your genius, and there we go. We're off and running. Or I have services where it's just a collaboration. You and I, we meet once a week. I give you what you need in order to bring these things out, to take this personality and put it right into your bot. So many things. I'm available for all those things. Obviously, hit me up if you need anything. If you want a little community experience, join my community. It's called, wait for it, Black Belt Bots Community. I know, right? Really difficult. If you want to check out my bot, why don't you go to checkoutmybot.com and you will be subscribed to a sequence. I'll ask you a few questions and we'll get rolling. If you want to talk to me about a bot that you need today, PM me and we will get this thing straightened out. So that is about wrapping up for this week. I'll be back next week on Tuesday and Thursday, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, darlings. We'll be talking about those bots because it's all about those bots for me. We'll be talking about them. I will be taking your questions. And if there's anything you want to hear on a show, if there's a specific topic you want, why don't you PM me that? Why don't you give me that information and I will go forth from there. Until then, darlings, be well, be good to each other, and I will see you in a bot. If I figure out how to shut this off, oh, here we go. Thanks.